Good morning. So today is Monday. So actually, Rachel has off today. Ah! So Rachel has off today. So usually on Mondays, I try and spend the day with her and try and help her with her things. So it's not gonna be like the most productive day. So what's gonna happen is the game plan right now is I'm gonna go and change. Or no, I'm in the right clothes. I'm gonna go eat breakfast. She's making breakfast right now, and then I'm gonna go to the park and exercise, and then I'm gonna come back and work on some photos, and then we're gonna go out to the beach at night together. And I'll probably answer some emails in between there. I have Mondays are always the day when I get like, the most emails, but it's gonna be like a super chill day because I try and dedicate the day to her. It's like my day off because it's her day off. Hey guys, so I had breakfast. I had eggs with broccoli and cherries. I've had pretty much the same breakfast with like eggs and fruit or eggs and juice every single morning for like 10 years now. I like to keep it healthy, and that way, like, even if I like eat out or have something crappy the rest of the day, at least I started the day right. And I think that that's something that isn't talked about enough, is like trendy now, but like if you live it, it's so real. Like having a morning routine that just like allows you to start the day healthy and self-loving is so valuable. So I was going and getting ready. I was going to go to the park today and try and do some tricking. So fun fact, I was an acrobat for 10 years and I'm horribly out of shape now, but I was going to try and do some acrobatics at the park for an hour. That's my normal workout on Mondays. Of course, I'm out of shape now, so it really just means be doing cartwheels and stuff like that for an hour. But it's raining, and I never really I never really understood what the rainy season meant until I moved to Florida. And here, there's just like raining all day, every day. Like I check the weather, it's gonna rain from now all the way through the night, and then all the way through tomorrow. And it's like, you can't do anything. So at first, I was going to go out. I was worried it was super hot. I got prepared for that, and now it's just raining. So I'm just going to go to the gym instead, and we'll figure out from there. When you're just starting out in entrepreneurship, it can be really challenging to go and have a healthy relationship with yourself because you get so wrapped up in what you're doing, and you kind of need to. And it's hard to find that balance. And I think that people talk about this all the time, but still people don't talk about it enough. And I think it's just about, you almost have to go too far to find what is the healthy balance for you. And you have to recognize that when you do this, it's like raising a child, and like your life will never be the same after owning a business. So like, I thought that I would be able to return to working out 10 times a week like I used to, and I just never will be. At least not for the next foreseeable future. And so I think, treating it like accepting the changes that come with your life, but also trying your best to treat yourself well and find balance is super important. So for me, like, I try to go to the gym every single day, and I don't make it. So what ends up happening is, by trying to go to the gym every day, I end up going 3 to 4 times a week, which is fine for the average person. So I think that that's just about, having that balance, having that mindset, and don't stop doing the things that you enjoy or add value to your life, including, activities, hobbies, friendships, whatever, just because you have a new project, a new baby, because it will really drain you faster than anything else. One of the most difficult things that comes with entrepreneurship is the fact that there's no end season. So like, if you're in a sport or if you're in school, you have a set time period and you can kind of budget your schedule towards that. But in entrepreneurship, you don't. And in art, you don't. And so, I think it's important to brace yourself for like an infinite time span and really play the long game, and also to kind of make. I like to divide things into quarters. So my company's fiscal quarter actually, or fiscal year, actually lines up with the real calendar year, just to make it simple for myself. So like the year starts January 1st, and then I have like goals from January 1st until April, and then I have from April to July, and then so that way like I can split things into chunks and really work well from that. Alright, so I got to the gym and it's pouring rain out, and a gentleman approaches me. His car had died because he left the batteries on, so I helped him jumpstart his car. So I'm going to talk to you guys while I wait here next to him and make sure that he can leave and his car is going good. And I think that that's a good metaphor for business. What happens is, you have a plan, and then every single day there's something that comes up and interrupts it. And of course, like, I'm more than willing to go and help this guy. I think that he's a really nice guy, and no one wants to be stuck in the rain with the dead battery. But that's something that just happens all the time. Like, if you've been watching my vlogs for a while now, you'll see that I make a to-do list for the day, and it's only maybe 10 things. Pretty reasonable. And then by the end of the day, it goes on to the second or even third page, and then it's like, oh fuck. And that's why you're I don't know, for me at least, that's why I'm always behind the ball. But while I was driving here, I was listening to the radio, and I want to talk to you about the radio because to me it's such a really fascinating thing about business. So the radio in Florida is actually good, and I had never lived in a place where the radio was good before. In Pennsylvania, the radio is terrible, and I do everything I can to avoid it. And I was going to go, and I had queued up a pre-workout playlist that I was going to play, and I got on the radio, and I was like, no, this jam is good. And I listened to it to the 25-minute drive that it took to get here, because traffic is horrible in Florida. But what they do, and what I like about this particular playlist or the station, is they play, they have a 2-hour segment where they play remixes of old techno songs. And I think that's so smart, because it means that everyone's indebted to you. The people that make those remixes of that music, and they have a live DJ do it. So they have people who love DJs, that's your audience. They have the people that make those remixes that never get played on the radio, never get shouted out, even though they're making really interesting and exciting music. And then they have people that just like techno music. They're the only really good techno station here. And I'm not even that into techno, but I like the station, and they have a really fire DJ. And so what it allows them to do is they have their own market, their own station with an identity. And I think if you're building a brand, being different is what will add value. You're not the only people that can kind of exist by being the most basic whatever is the Amazon Basics brand, which even their brand is built around being the cheapest, most affordable, will just work product with no branding. But that is their brand. So it got me thinking about this strategy called the Blue Ocean strategy, which I don't know super much about. I'm actually going to read the book pretty soon. But the idea behind it is that rather than trying to compete in a crowded market, they're going to go and create their own market, and then that way there's no competition. Like I can say that this is the best techno station in Florida or in Miami because they're the only major techno station in Miami. And if they're going to play, the top 40, they're going to play remixes of the top 40, and they're going to give you something different. And so I'm not always in the mood to listen to that, but when I am, I always turn towards them. And it's really the first time that I've ever gone and faithfully cared about a radio station. So if you're building your brand, just think about that. Think about having a real identity, having a statement to say, having something unique to share, rather than constantly just comparing yourself to others. Like your value isn't that you're cheaper or better than someone else, it's that you're different than someone else, and you can add a
different value than someone else.
Alright guys, I'm back from the gym. I just ate. I'm gonna shave and shower soon. Something I just did is I learned a little bit about color profiles for the camera because I mentioned yesterday that I'm struggling with that. And so I my friend Kyle mentioned on the comment in the previous video, he said, why don't you mess with the color like profile in the camera when it's recording and then kind of apply the LUT after. And I don't he recommended S-Log, but I'm not going to do that. But I did look up like different color logs or like profiles that I can use when recording, and I found one that I think works really well. So I'm going to show you the difference coming up after this, and you can see like the before and after. And hopefully if I can get it like good enough right out of camera, whenever I send the videos to my editor or I need to go and make the videos themselves, then I can go and just pump them out really quickly, because what takes so long when I'm video encoding is applying that LUT. It will take, a 8-minute export and make it a 40-minute export, and that's really just like a loss of time. And if I can get that export time down, then I will actually edit more of the videos on my computer, because right now the only ones that I'm really editing on my computer most of the time are the ones shot on the phone, because I don't have to apply those color corrections. So if I can make it where I don't have to apply any color corrections, it's just like good right out of the camera, then I'm going to be incentivized to do that, and so I can have even more content coming out. Maybe 10 videos a week instead of 7 videos a week. Alright, I'm back after the shower. I hope you liked the difference, and you could tell the difference between the original Sony and then this one. I think it's called EOSHD or something. I don't know, I just bought it and I think it's pretty good. Let me know if you wanted like a specific video on it. I'm gonna try it out a little bit more before I do like anything real with it. You may have noticed I shaved and I cut my hair. I like to cut my own hair. I got my cat here on the floor with me. He's the most adorable thing ever. He was meowing a lot. So my girlfriend is trying to stream on like Twitch or YouTube, and we're gonna try and set that up. We've just been having like the worst luck with this. We've been trying for weeks now. We bought like hundreds of dollars worth of equipment hoping it would work, and it's just like not working. So I'm gonna like dedicate some time to her, and then we'll go from there. I have a lot more stuff planned today. As you can see there, I tried playing around with the different gammas. One was in movie, and then one was in Cine 2, which is supposed to have like the highest dynamic range and is the one that's recommended. So I'm actually gonna do like the movie people who are really into video are gonna hate this, but I'm actually gonna try mostly with movie, even though it crushes the dynamic range. I think it gives a much more natural video, and since I'm not gonna post-produce it at all, I'm not gonna like run any LUTs on it. I think that it will just look the closest to reality, and the closest to what I'm going for. And then if I'm doing something in the studio or something like that, I'll switch to Cine 2 and then like apply that LUT. We're gonna see. I'm gonna try out another vlog with that, and I'm gonna try it with like my super wide angle lens. And I'm just gonna like carry around this giant camera with microphone, all of that. I don't have one of those ridiculous tripods yet, but we'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm gonna go and get ready for dinner. This is gonna be my final thing, so I'm gonna do an awful transition that I used before, that I saw someone else use, and they said it was awful, but I thought it was great, and I'm gonna use it. So this is me all dressed up. This is the new camera setup. We'll see how this lighting system goes. I'm headed out with my girlfriend. We're gonna go get some pasta. We're gonna have handmade pasta, and none of us have ever had like traditional handmade from scratch pasta. We've got a reservation, and I think that you know, if you have a business, that's a really interesting thing to differentiate yourself, is just by having like product. Like, we're excited to go out to eat and eat at this place because they have a different product, which is handmade pasta at an affordable price. And if it's as good as people say it is, then I'm going to go there every time. So just something to think about. Let's go show us how we're dressed here. What was that? So this is my beautiful girlfriend.
Hi.
And then this is us. See you tomorrow, guys. I love you.
Bye.